The Denon Prime Go Plus is really awesome, but before we get into this, I just want to let you know this is not a feature-by-feature review of the unit. If you want to watch something like that, check out DJ Nick Spinelli's video. It's really good. I will go over some features, but we're not going to dive like super deep into this thing. I am super late to this standalone controller party. And if I'm being real with you, I never really gave them much thought. I don't mind lugging around a laptop for my main DJ setup, and iPads have never done me wrong for ceremonies, cocktail hour, or backup. I really never saw any benefit to owning one. And then I had the opportunity to play with the Prime Go Plus, and let me tell you, this thing changed my mind completely. Standalone units are really cool, just not this one. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the Denon Prime Go Plus, it's a standalone controller that's battery powered. It's super light and it's built like a tank. It's got a super responsive touchscreen, which is also really easy to see whether you're indoors or out. It's got built-in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It also has pro-level outputs and inputs. You get two XLR main outputs with an RCA main output. You get booth outputs that are 1/4 inch. You also get an RCA auxiliary in. On top of that, you get two XLR mic channels. Since it has built-in Wi-Fi, you can also stream from music sources like BeatSource. And of course, you can always just use the engine software on your laptop to load up a USB stick or SD card and use that to play your music as well. I will say that I'm genuinely impressed that they fit all of this cool tech into this small unit. So Seth, if you're so impressed with this unit, the build quality, the features, why don't you find it useful? Well, let's get into it. My first thought about this unit was using it for wedding ceremonies. It's got two mic inputs. I could just load my music on an SD card and not have to worry about a hard drive. And it can connect to my eVerse using Bluetooth, which all sounds like a dream, right? It is, until you realize that you can accomplish the exact same thing using an eVerse 8 and an iPad. At the end of the day, investing in an iPad is cheaper than investing in this controller.
If you broke, then just say that.
As a matter of fact, you can buy two iPads for the price of this one controller. That means that not only do you have a primary iPad that you can use for your ceremonies or cocktail hour, but you also have a backup iPad just in case something goes wrong. And remember, you can never have too much backup. And if you're gonna have a backup iPad for ceremonies anyway, just in case the Prime Go Plus fails, then why not just use an iPad, period? I can also use the eVerse app on my iPad to control the mixer of the eVerse, which has a feature that the Prime Go Plus does not have, and that is EQs on the mic channels.
Whack.
Now, I don't know if it's because they couldn't fit it or what, but there are no EQs in the mic channels, so to me, those two mic inputs are effectively useless if I can't EQ them. At the end of the day, I personally do not find any value in this product for wedding ceremonies. In my opinion, get an eVerse, get an iPad, call it a day. Okay, so wedding ceremonies are out of the question, but every now and again, I find myself DJing at a bar that requires me to bring my own kit. I usually lug in a Pioneer Rev 7. If you know anything about a Rev 7, especially in a case, it's big, it's heavy, it's cumbersome. So something like the Prime Go Plus is actually really attractive because it's small and lightweight. Also, the engine software that's on the controller is legit as f***, and the effects are really good. I would argue that this unit for its size is actually laid out pretty well. But even though it's laid out really well, I still feel so cramped on it. The jog wheels are comically small. The crossfader absolutely sucks. And I hate the effects section of this thing. I know, I just said it had great effects. And what I meant by that was the actual effect that you hear is fantastic. However, the location of the effects panel and how you trigger the effects absolutely sucks. Like, hear me out, Denon. Why couldn't you just put effects triggers on top of each channel and move the mic and booth volumes to the front of the unit? It's not like you had to fit 6 more EQs because the mics don't have EQs anyway. Also, this is a personal gripe. I hate effects that I have to turn on and off per channel. I'm a very spoiled Pioneer user. I use a DJI MS9 and a Rev 7. We have the flip effects. It's super convenient and makes for an easier performance. I cannot stress enough how much I hate selecting and unselecting a channel with effects. Plus, for $150 more, you can get a Pioneer XDJ-RR, which is laid out like a set of CDJs in a 900 mixer. At a minimum, you get bigger jog wheels and a more club standard format. And it's only $150 more. Sure, it's not battery powered, it's probably not lightweight, and it doesn't solve my effects problem, but it seems like it makes more sense in a DJ booth at a bar or a club than this Denon Prime Go Plus does. So it's not gonna work out for wedding ceremonies. I wouldn't use it at a bar or a nightclub, but could I possibly use this as a backup for my main DJ setup when I'm DJing weddings? Being real with you, that's the only thing I could honestly think of where this makes sense. Would I enjoy playing on it? No, I wouldn't. And for my reasons, revisit the bar chapter of this video. Also, just like with ceremonies, I could use an iPad with the DJ Pro app. Would I enjoy playing on that any more than I would the Go Plus?
No!
But it's a cheaper alternative. This controller costs $1,000. And again, it just doesn't make sense to me to invest that kind of money into something that is only going to be used in an oh shit scenario, especially when there's cheaper options that can help get you by until you figure out what's going on with your setup. Now keep in mind, I personally always use an external mixer at my events. So having a controller that does everything isn't something that I need. I just need something that plays music to get me by. However, if you use a controller and run your microphones through it and you connect your speakers to it, this isn't a terrible alternative. Now, I know it seems like I'm just shitting on this thing, and well, I kinda am. But hear me out. I don't hate it. It's not bad. I just personally can't find a use for it. It's a well-built, well-laid out controller. The engine software is amazing. There are plenty of reasons to like this thing. I just can't find a reason to use it. Does that mean that you shouldn't buy one? Absolutely not. If you find value in this piece of equipment and you can find a use for it, or think that you'll enjoy mixing on it, by all means, get it. It's great. It's battery powered. It's got professional outputs and inputs. It's a really well-built, well-done controller. I just personally don't find a need for it. I would just say before you actually decide to buy this thing, do your research and see if there's a better alternative out there for you to accomplish the goal that you have in mind. If you made it to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you found anything valuable in this, please like the video, leave a comment, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, feel free to comment, would you use a Prime Go Plus, or are you kind of stuck in the same boat as me? Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Seth Velez, aka DJ Seth V. This is DJ Tech Tips, and we out!